Why are chronic diseases on the rise like never before? We're peeling back the layers on the toxic cocktail of our food and environment.
Welcome to the Ultra Healthy Now podcast, where your journey to feeling younger, sexier, and more energized begins. Dr. Nicole Srednicki, who specializes in high-performance health, will dive into practical, actionable tips and strategies that can transform your physical, mental, and emotional well-being. Join us as we uncover the secrets to living a healthier, happier life, mind, body, and spirit. Because true health, beauty, and happiness start on the inside.
Are we heading towards an environmental checkmate where humans might soon need conservation efforts? Think about it. Our food is laden with chemicals and stripped of nutrients. Our water is tainted with hormones and narcotics. Our air thick with pollution. And prescriptions are handed out like candy at Halloween. Hello, and welcome to Ultra Healthy Now, the weekly podcast where we dive into the journey of maximizing your health potential. I'm your host, Dr. Nicole Srednicki, founder of Ultra Healthy Human, where we specialize in high-performance health for high-performance people. Today, we confront a disturbing trend. Why are we witnessing such early cancer diagnoses in our 30s and 40s? Why are chronic diseases on the rise like never before? Why are men's testosterone plummeting? Why are there reproductive issues? And it's so common now. We're peeling back the layers on the toxic cocktail of our food and environment. It's essential to understand why this is happening and how you can seize control of your health destiny. Last week, I met with Lexi, a 44-year-old who has been consulting with me for the past 8 months. Her journey started when her best friend was diagnosed with stomach cancer at the age of 38. Understandably terrified, Lexi came to me asking, "Why is this happening? What's going on? I want to invest in my health so this doesn't happen to me." It was heart-wrenching to hear about her friend. Traditionally, risk factors for gastrointestinal cancer include age, alcohol consumption, obesity, unhealthy diet, infection, genetics, and family history. These factors have remained consistent over the years, yet the incidence of early onset cancers like Lexi's friend experienced has jumped substantially. According to Lexi, her friend was very healthy and active. From 1990 to 2019, the number of new cancer cases in people aged 14 to 49 increased by over 79%. So what's feeding this alarming trend, especially at such a young age? What is behind our disease burden? We know there are a multitude of contributors, but when we start to take a close look at our environment, what are a few things we should be aware of? Exposure to toxins. Consider this. Have you noticed those white trails crisscrossing in the sky? Those aren't just jet exhausts. They're chemicals from geoengineering efforts to combat climate change. These trails aren't just water vapor. They're laced with chemicals like aluminum, which then seeps into the air that we breathe. While debates swirl around the intent, be it climate management or something more threatening, either way, the impact is clear. I've observed a notable spike in aluminum levels in my patients' blood tests. This influx of new environmental factors combined with traditional risks is reshaping the landscape of our health in unprecedented ways. Interestingly, Tennessee lawmakers have passed a bill banning the release of airborne chemicals that critics say is inspired by chemtrails. The bill forbids intentional injection, release, or dispersion of chemicals into the air. So be it chemtrails or not, something is happening. We're exposed to so many toxins in a variety of ways, and I'm seeing changes in my patients' lab results. Why is this happening? Let's talk aluminum impacts. What does aluminum do inside of us? It's a silent agitator accumulating in our organs like your heart, your brain, your liver, and binds to cells and tissues, fostering accelerated aging and hiking the risks of Alzheimer's and cancer. For example, it can bind with fluoride in our brains, particularly calcifying the pineal gland. This gland is a conductor of sorts, orchestrating our sleep, mood, reproduction, and even cardiovascular health. Aluminum also poisons mitochondria. These are the powerhouses inside each of our cells that create cellular energy. How are we exposed to this? Humans can be exposed to aluminum through a variety of ways. Let's focus on inhalation, as we looked at above, absorption, and ingestion. Aluminum can enter the body through the skin, particularly if the skin is damaged, such as from shaving. This type of exposure may result in aluminum accumulating in the body over time. Aluminum has said to be in these chemtrails, but where else is it? There have been concerns about the potential link to breast cancer. The antiperspirant component of deodorant is aluminum. Antiperspirants are designed to reduce sweat by blocking pores, but in doing so, they deposit aluminum directly near the breast tissue. Now, when you shave your armpits, if you nick the area, you're putting aluminum now directly into your bloodstream. Studies have shown potential links between aluminum exposure and breast cancer, but the evidence is mixed. You decide if you want to reduce the exposure. Due to the potential health risks of aluminum, it has been investigated as a potential carcinogen due to its ability to damage DNA and interfere with DNA repair mechanisms, both of which are critical processes in cancer development. A study conducted on mice found that breast cells treated with aluminum chloride at concentrations comparable to those found in human breast tissue developed large metastatic tumors when reintroduced into mice. While these findings suggest that aluminum-based antiperspirants could contribute to breast cancer, further studies are necessary to confirm whether these effects are relevant to humans. Evidence from human studies based on reviews do remain inconclusive. However, these reviews may have been premature in dismissing the potential risk. Or something I always question, what are the variables or are there biases? Like, who funded the study? A more recent investigation that combined data with measurements of aluminum concentrations found that women who used antiperspirant deodorants were at a higher risk of breast cancer and had greater aluminum levels in their breast tissue. Interestingly, this study also revealed that women with breast cancer had elevated aluminum concentrations in their breasts regardless of antiperspirant use. This suggests that while aluminum exposure may be associated with breast cancer, antiperspirants may not be the sole or primary source of exposure. Again, you decide if you want to put yourself at this potential risk. I don't. So do you pay attention to the deodorant that you use? Does it say antiperspirant on the label? The antiperspirant component is the aluminum. Why not make this simple change, which could lower your risks of aluminum buildup in your body? Because of this awareness and potential health risks, luckily, there are now many non-antiperspirant brands available on the market, like Native or Loom, and many of the mainstream brands are now offering aluminum-free deodorant, and you can pick these up at most places like Target and Whole Foods. This simple change could slow the aging and lower your risks of Alzheimer's and cancer. If chemtrails and deodorant aren't enough, now let's talk about food. High aluminum content has been found in teas, cocoa, herbs, infant formulas, vegetables, and even drinking water. This is why knowing your sources is critical. I realize it's impossible to screen everything, but testing your water, for example, is an easy first step. Kits are available, or you can contact your local municipality for a report. I live in Arizona, so hopefully you're not actually drinking tap water. It tastes disgusting here, but despite where you live, if you're drinking tap water, call your municipality, or even if you're drinking bottled water, you can still test it to check for quality. Have you heard of 5G or EMFs? I'm sure you have. There's a buzz around 5G and electromagnetic fields or EMFs. While the technology promises faster connectivity, which I've yet to see, the health implications of prolonged EMF exposure include increased stress, sleep disturbances, and risks of neurological diseases. It's like living in a house with a constant loud buzz. You may not see the damage, but over time, it takes its toll. Now, let's circle back to aluminum for a second. Having high levels of aluminum, which is a heavy metal, in your body while being exposed to EMFs, like turning your body into a frying pan on a hot stove. The aluminum acts like the metal of the pan, absorbing and conducting the energy from the EMFs. Just as a frying pan gets hot and transfers that heat to whatever is inside, the aluminum in your body could potentially amplify the EMF energy, increasing the stress and potential damage to your cells. Now let's dive into food. First up, let's talk about GMOs, or genetically modified organisms. These are plants or animals that have been genetically altered using biotechnology. On one hand, GMOs can boost crop yields and help with food security, which sounds great. But on the other hand, they raise serious concerns about health and the environment. Basically, your body doesn't know how to break these down. A major player in this space is Monsanto, which is now part of Bayer, a drug company, and obviously controversial. So now a drug company is making things that contribute to our foods. For example, Monsanto created Roundup Ready crops, which are designed to survive herbicides like Roundup. While this might seem helpful, there have been definitive links to cancer and other diseases. Monsanto has also changed farming practices in a negative way. They have actually patented genetically modified seeds. These patents mean that farmers can't save or reuse seeds from their harvest. Like, this is what Mother Nature intended, the reuse of seeds, and now farmers can't. They are infuriated. They have to buy new seeds every year. This practice has left many farmers stuck in a cycle of debt and dependency on these toxic seeds. It's like if you had to pay a software company every time you use an app on your phone, not just when you download it. That's the reality farmers are facing with these patented seeds. Now let's connect GMOs to the widespread use of Roundup, the popular herbicide made with glyphosate. Roundup is designed to kill weeds while leaving genetically modified crops unharmed. But its use has exploded, and now traces of glyphosates are found in our food, water, and even the end result of breakfast cereals. Except most cereals are horrible, so I hope you're not eating them anyways. This raises serious health concerns, as exposure to glyphosate has been linked to cancer, liver disease, and reproductive problems. It's like covering up mold in your house with a coat of paint. It may look fine on the surface, but the underlying issue is still there, quietly harming your health. Switching gears, let's discuss antibiotics. These drugs are being misused in livestock to promote growth and prevent disease in crowded conditions. This practice is risky. It can lead to antibiotic-resistant bacteria, which may transform a simple infection into a life-threatening challenge. It's akin to using a sledgehammer to push a pin into a wall. Overkill can lead to serious structural issues. I'm also seeing this in my practice, antibiotic resistance. I know occasionally I'll have a female come in that keeps getting recurrent yeast infections, and the typical diflucan or some of those antifungals aren't even working for them. So this is a serious issue. Plastics and xenoestrogens. Moreover, plastics are pervasive. They break down into microplastics and release chemicals like BPA, which mimic estrogen. These xenoestrogens can disrupt our hormonal balance, leading to issues ranging from infertility to cancer. It's as if our bodies are continually receiving incorrect hormonal memos, leading to confused and harmful responses. Our body doesn't know what to do with this. So knowing all of this, how do we protect ourselves? Choosing organic and non-GMO foods can reduce exposure to harmful chemicals. Opting for grass-fed, antibiotic-free meats or wild fish is another step. So invest in your food. Reducing plastic use and increasing distance from electronic devices can help manage xenoestrogen and EMF exposure. Remember my frying pan example. It's inevitable that you will get some toxic burden in your body. So what else can you do? Something I love to talk about, detoxing. We've talked about this on several episodes because it's key. I think by now we know our environment is toxic. These toxins accumulate in our organs and lead to accelerated aging, inflammation, and disease. Think of it like this. Do you take your car for scheduled maintenance or do you wait for it to just break down? I hope you take it in for its scheduled oil and filter changes. Think of your organs like those filters. They need maintenance. Don't wait until your body is falling apart. A well-structured detox program can be the reset that your body needs for its filters. If the detox sounds overwhelming, you can always call us at Ultra Healthy Human, and we're glad and happy to answer any questions you may have. I know it could be scary thinking about this, and to some of us, we don't want to pursue it yet, but just some clarity can sometimes help facilitate the motivation needed to start the detox. And after my patients go through this process, they all say, I'm glad I did it. If you prefer to start simpler, choose high quality supplements that support liver health. Like we have Ultra Liver Support, which helps to filter these toxins. Sweating, exercise, or sauna helps to reduce toxins as well. If you'd like a free list of detox foods and botanical supplements to add to your detox regimen, you can send us a message in the contact section at ultrahealthyhuman.com. While you might be in the prime of youth, feeling invincible, these environmental issues are like termites in a wooden house, silent but steadily destructive. Ignoring them might mean facing accelerated aging symptoms sooner than expected. Brain fog, weight gain, erectile dysfunction, wrinkles, and fatigue. It's not just about living longer, it's about living well. Do you want to know about your toxic burden? You can actually check your levels of glyphosate, inflammation, and heavy metals in your body. At ultrahealthyhuman.com, we have some of these tests available in our shop. It's a simple kit that's sent to your home. We also do a follow-up with you so that you can understand the results and know how to tackle them. If I didn't make things clear enough, let's look at the bigger picture, drawing a parallel to wildlife. The World Wildlife Fund reports a staggering 69% decline in monitored wildlife populations since 1970. Like animals impacted by pollution and invasive species, humans are not immune to environmental adversities. Back to Lexi. After she shared her friend's story, we did advanced blood work on her so we could get insight into what's going on inside of her body. We looked at many levels, including toxins, chemicals, inflammatory markers, and heavy metals. We put together a high-performance health plan to chelate those metals so she could slow her aging process and reduce risks of disease development. As part of this, she went through the 21-day Ultra Healthy Detox program, in which she said as a result, she felt less inflamed, her skin was glowing, and she was able to shed some pounds, and she was sleeping better, on top of improved lab results. We now have her on a health maintenance plan so she can continue to feel that new level of wellness, which she said she never knew she could reach. So, take-home messages. As we wrap up today's journey, remember that the landscape of health is vast and it can be overwhelming. We just touched on a few contributing factors. Working with a healthcare provider that can help you navigate the truths is important. Each step taken towards understanding and proactive health is a step towards clearer, healthier living so that you can remain a high performer. Remember, switch to aluminum-free deodorant, Remove your phone from your bedroom, especially while you're sleeping. Keep it away from your head. Seek clean, organic food sources. Avoid drinking from plastic bottles. Detox twice a year for maintenance to reset your body, just like the maintenance you do on your car. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Ultra Healthy Now. If today's episode sparked your interest in achieving your maximum health potential, or if you want to learn more about heavy metal or toxin testing at home, I invite you to contact us or visit us at ultrahealthyhuman.com. Explore our specially formulated supplements, ask questions, suggest topics for the Ultra Healthy Now podcast, or schedule a consultation. Join us at Ultra Healthy Human, where your health, beauty, and happiness begin from the inside. Visit ultrahealthynow.com to start your transformation today. Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to the Ultra Healthy Now podcast with Dr. Nicole Srednicki. To discover more, visit ultrahealthynow.com and jumpstart your wellness journey with our 21-day detox program, a total body reset, more energy, better focus, and weight reduction. Our carefully formulated, high-quality supplements will aid in a new level of wellness. Don't wait. Unleash the Ultra Healthy Human within you. At Ultra Healthy Human, Eastern and Western modalities are combined with cutting-edge technology to guide personalized health programs to help you tap into the limitless potential of your mind and body. Because true health, beauty, and happiness start from within. Remember to subscribe, like, and share this episode wherever you listen to podcasts.
And before we sign off, I want to make it crystal clear that the information presented here is for informational and entertainment purposes only. This episode should not be considered a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. And while we strive to provide accurate and up-to-date information, the content discussed in this podcast is based on general knowledge and research available at the time of recording. Medical knowledge and guidelines can evolve, and what we discussed may not always reflect the most current research or recommendations. If you have specific health concerns or questions, we strongly encourage you to consult with a qualified healthcare professional or a medical specialist who can provide personalized advice tailored to your unique circumstances. Every individual's health situation is unique, and what works for one person may not be suitable for another.
This podcast is a presentation of the Rich Dad Media Network.